Let's try that again. It's our first time back, guys, after vacation.
Can you tell?
We needed a mulligan.
There's no mulligans.
Yeah, there are no mulligans.
Oh, there are no
This is
mulligans.
love.
Yeah, we're playing for somebody's heart.
I said, get the president. I'm Derek,
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
and this is Bad Movies,
Worst People.
again.
Again.
Still worse people.
Still off to a
worst.
bad start.
When have we ever had a good start?
When I started, surprisingly.
It's good for you. You don't let us finish.
I never do.
So this movie's kind of my fault. If you want to tell the people what we're watching, and then I'll take credit for it.
I mean, they know what we're watching. They clicked on the
Yeah,
episode.
but
But
last
it's nice-
week I said we were watching something else.
but it's also nice to hear Derek say it.
This week, we have decided to watch Welcome to Mooseport from 2004 because of the passing of Gene Hackman.
Rest in pictures, Gene Hackman.
Yes.
Seriously.
It's very sad, and he was in a lot of great movies, so we decided to talk about his last movie, the one that made him say, fuck this business, and walk out.
Because that's the thing. His last movie would have been Royal Tenenbaums.
Yeah.
But it was this. We had never seen this movie, right? Correct?
No.
Correct? Okay.
I'd seen
I
trailers.
probably-
Yeah, I know of its existence,
When
but
did it come out?
05?
04.
04? Oh, yeah, you just said that.
There may have, I know for a fact my parents watched this movie.
So I wanted to watch. Also, dude, Ray Romano is so easy to make fun of, and just he is one of the things that he's selling at his hardware store. He is a piece of wood in this movie. Yeah. He is just. I never thought you'd make me miss Chris O'Donnell, but damn,
This is his first motion picture aside from Ice Age. So his first live action motion picture.
Okay, question for you: who directed this stinker?
A guy named Donald Petrie, who directed movies that you guys like and probably don't like.
Okay,
So the ones I have here are Mystic Pizza.
Loving it.
I know she loves it. Never seen it. Grumpy Old Men.
ooh,
Richie Rich.
ooh,
That's why Herman was in this.
Miss Congeniality.
oh God, yes.
And How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I love this guy.
Nice.
What did he put this stinker out for?
Well, I
Romano.
think he did this. Oh, no, it was the writer. The writer did this and then 20 years later got to write something else. That's what it was.
Okay.
He got punished.
Do you think that if it was a different cast, it would be better?
I think this is the best this could be.
I mean, you replace Ray Romano. Everybody else, I think, is doing decent enough work with a flat script or maybe just
Okay.
bad direction. Because there are finger quote jokes here. Like there are attempts at jokes.
So I don't usually read other people's reviews, but I have a review for this one. First of all, real quick, don't have this review, but Ebert gave this like 3 out of 4 stars, so
What?
he's an idiot.
Wow.
But
He got
I
paid.
disagree with him a lot.
I do know.
But this guy, William Arnold of the Seattle Post-Intelligencer,
Say what you got to say, Willie Arn.
he complimented Hackman's, quote, detailed, delightful comic performance that never quite disintegrates into caricature. But then he wrote, the quality of the writing is nowhere near the standard of Hackman's performance and the movie around him. It too often substitutes sight gags involving geriatric nudity and fornicating canines for wit.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
and
as
that
far
went
as
to nowhere.
as far as Ray Romano goes, he just doesn't have the stuff to bring off a role that requires a Jimmy Stewart or a Tom Hanks. He's supposed to be overshadowed by his nemesis, of course, but Hackman chews him up and spits him out so effectively that the movie is glaringly lopsided.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
find yourself rooting very much a What About Bob situation where I'm rooting for Hackman.
Yeah.
I'm not rooting for Handy.
Yeah.
Also, you're never running on the name Handy.
You want a
Nobody's gonna vote for Handy.
You want a handy? I'll
Yeah.
give you a handy.
It's gonna come out like that.
I should probably look at you when I say that.
Definitely
You want a
should.
handy? I'll give you a handy.
Keep your eyes on your own homework.
On camera?
Keep your eyes on your own
Hey,
bonework.
speaking of What About Bob,
Mm-hmm.
one of the 2 writers on this, the guy who's credited with the actual screenplay, Tom Schulman, wrote What About Bob?
Nice. Okay.
He also wrote Dead Poet Society, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, and the horrendous 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag, which he also directed.
Is that Joe Pesci?
Yeah, and it's bad.
I feel like I saw it. I don't remember it.
It's not good.
It
was on Comedy Central nonstop when I was a teenager, so.
We'll watch that, and then we'll do Gross Point Blank for our Patreon. But there's so many better Gene Hackman movies to do. I thought about this while watching. Like, we could have easily just done Birdcage or something, but then the episode is just us quoting
Birdcage.
a really fucking awesome movie.
Yeah, and
So-
I could have done the Royal Tenenbaums.
Sure, but then it's us quoting Royal Tenenbaums. Like, those are movies like, just watch that movie. You don't
Yeah.
need us to pick it apart.
I'll talk about Royal Tenenbaums one day. We can talk about it because I love that movie, and we don't have to just quote it. We can just talk about how good it is.
Yeah. We'll
That's
suck-
a Patreon.
We'll
I
just
think
suck its dick.
The deadpanness of that movie is what makes it amazing.
It's a deadpanness. It's Wes Anderson's thing. You have that
I love
deadpan
it.
thing that people quote or like people call like cold and not emotional, but it's all this deadpanness and dollhouseness on top of like really deep emotional shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just being put through the actors' performances and not. That's another podcast.
If I had to show somebody a Wes Anderson to get him into it, it would be Royal Tenenbaums,
yeah,
which is not my favorite Wes Anderson.
it's a good.
But I think it's
starter
the
Wes
best starter
Anderson. Yeah,
because they all get a little bit weirder after that.
yeah.
You know, like if you start with Darjeeling Limited, you're like, no, I'm not. I'm all right. You know, or Budapest, or my favorite is the Life Aquatic.
Which one did we see in theaters?
Probably most of them.
Asteroid City.
Asteroid
Oh,
City.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good one too, but weird as can be.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And then the other guy who wrote this, who was credited with the story, is a guy named Doug Richardson, who also wrote Die Hard 2, Bad Boys, Money Train, and then
he's got a type.
the year after this, he wrote a movie called Hostage with Bruce Willis, where it came out the year after this, and then 20 years later, he wrote a John Travolta movie just last year called Cash Out.
Oof.
So he had a 20-year break from Hollywood because of this, and presumably whatever
A
Hostage
forced
is.
hiatus.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. But yeah, we want to talk about Gene Hackman, not in a negative way, but this is a bad movie podcast.
Well, but
so-
like your review just said, though, he's not bad in this.
Not even a little
You know,
bit.
he is doing everything that I want Gene Hackman to do. It's just that he's got no ammunition and he's got no one to shoot with.
that's why I took that review, because I was like, this is how I feel. I feel
Nailed
like
it.
Gene Hackman is great, and he's doing everything he can with a script that was written in dog shit
Uh-huh.
and a co-star who is barely there.
The first moment that we see those two dogs fucking, I instantly knew what you wanted me to laugh at.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to, but I knew what you wanted.
But also, why would you introduce that and not have something?
You
She's
also-
a vet. Oh my God, my dog's having puppies with your dog.
Because they did it in what I thought they were going to do was done in the Beverly Hillbillies remake, where they have like the really fancy pedigreed poodle that gets banged up by the bloodhound. And then it's like a big thing at the end, like, oh, look at the cute puppies they made. But like the whole time it's like, ugh, you got my purebred pregnant.
It actually may have been a subplot, but this movie is already 110 minutes long.
Dude,
It did feel long.
It felt long.
Yeah. It's a
And
long movie for just a political comedy.
That doesn't have enough comedy. Obviously, we talked about that. But it also like, it doesn't devolve into enough of a rivalry with antics. You know, it's too nicey nice the whole time. It's
Yeah.
like, we're going to get him. No, we're not going to get him. We're going to outplay him.
Yeah.
Where's the like fucking wedgie or the like putting itch powder in somebody's underwear? I got an underwear thing going.
The worst it gets is
Are you wearing underwear?
Yes.
when Gene Hackman says he's going to vote for Ray Romano and doesn't.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the dirtiest
Yes, that
thing he
is the
does.
dirtiest thing.
Well, because his person, his assistant or whatever.
Oh,
she's
welcome
like,
back.
Yes,
Yeah, welcome back this month.
Yeah.
She was just on Flubber. But she was like, "You've never been this dirty. You've never been despicable like this."
Yeah.
Well, at least not first, she
Yeah.
says. So.
Yeah, she's like, now you only care about your ego and your fame. I mean, we see it right from the beginning.
But let's play
Box
let's play
office.
the box office
Ooh,
game.
yeah.
All right. Do we want a budget?
Yes.
I think we want a budget.
$30 million.
Fuck.
It lost money. I'm
Yeah.
saying 20 million. No. 15
Fuck you.
million.
That's where I was going.
13. Take your 15. I'll go lower.
No, I'll say 12.
All right, 15.
Well, then, if that's your final answers, Whitney wins. Closest without going over. Price is Right
9.
rules. 14.6.
Oh, man.
So closest without going over.
We didn't say Price is Right rules, so I win.
It's always prices right.
It must be
rules.
specified.
That's all. We specified that months ago.
It must be specified every time. These are the
Okay, I'll let
rules.
Jack have this one.
Just for fun.
I said I get one throw. I didn't say whose.
Just for fun, let's play the what he could have gone out on game.
Oh,
Things that Hackman was offered.
Royal Tenenbaum's box office budget,
Budget is
21 million. So less than this.
box
With all that
office is
detailed-
86 million.
64.
71.4. So very good.
Price is Right rules. I win.
I think you win without him. I still think you're close.
But so I mean, a $50 million gain versus
Yeah.
a $15 million loss.
God.
Yeah.
What a
But hey.
stink.
And from the accounts that I've heard,
Why did
Hackman said he was gonna be done, but he didn't like he made an official announcement after this movie.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But he had said that he was done.
So
and-
why did he come back for this?
Well, so I don't know exactly. Originally,
Maybe he read the script and was like, "Oh yeah, we can work with that," not realizing Ray Romano's not going to bring anything.
Well,
Right, because he
there's
just
a
got
couple
done working with
possibilities
Wes.
because, so Dustin Hoffman was originally supposed to play Monroe the Eagle Cole,
Okay.
and there was a
Different
different
movie.
director attached, and then that director left, and so did Dustin Hoffman, and then they brought in Gene Hackman, and I'm gonna say, looking at this movie costing $30 million in 2004,
15 of it went to Gene.
he came back for money.
Yeah.
He came back for a paycheck, and I don't even think they made his salary back. But then he was like, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah.
We didn't need to watch Gene Hackman deteriorate on screen the way we're watching like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro.
Uh-huh.
And occasionally they pop out something good, but
Oh man, I can't. You'll probably have her name written down, but she just killed it on the Oscars.
Yes.
I want to
shit.
call her like Honey Squib.
June Squibb.
Squibb.
June Squibb.
Yeah, I saw that she was in this, and I was like, hey, we just saw her on the Oscars.
Dude,
we
she is-
are recording this the day 2 days after the Oscars.
Yeah.
She was comedically timed, like still really well for how old she is
Today.
at the Oscars. Like she was good in this too, just not enough
To carry the movie.
anything else.
I mean, I'm surprised Ray Romano got to keep doing movies that weren't cartoons. after
What else
this.
did he
Did he?
do?
Yeah, let me see if I've got it here. He didn't do a lot. He was just in Fly Me to the Moon that you guys saw. I didn't see it.
Oh, he was in such a small role.
He was
supporting role.
He was well supporting, but not a small role.
Yeah, I don't think he's our lead man in a movie.
No.
And I haven't watched it, but apparently he has a part in The Irishman. Speaking of
Okay.
Al Pacino and Robert De Niro deteriorating on camera.
Well, on that one they de-age him.
Yeah, okay. So you watch him deteriorate.
So you watch him deteriorate.
But I don't know. It's kind of a surprise. Like, I would think he'd have to turn to like porn.
Yeah. Well, who wants to see that?
Deborah,
don't
take my
move.
load.
I'm gonna shoot. Oh,
Deborah, I'm knocking on the back door. Are you
get you
gonna
a
let me in? Knockety knock.
Raymond, you're doing it all wrong.
Deborah, my brother's here. Can he join?
Raymond, don't forget to cup the balls.
Oh my god.
You're plugged by Romano's.
They call this a spit roast.
Finger
Spit
cuffed.
roast.
I don't know what his name was on the show. Was it Romano still? No, probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
not. It was probably like Ray Harryhausen. I don't know.
Ray Romano.
Yeah, it wasn't Romano. They never do their real last name. They always do their real first name on those things. But I don't know.
Uh.
I saw some of it. But so the movie starts with a naked jogger.
Yep.
It comes to nothing other than one other joke.
Yeah.
It's great. All right.
It's just showing you how quirky this town is. Look, they got a naked jogger and they don't even care.
Yeah, they're just like, hey, nice socks.
I love
Hey, nice socks.
Oh, that one goes with the other one. Looks, it matches your butt plug.
the whole
I can see it.
the Mandy thing. The
We're gonna
Handy
sign
and
it.
Mandy. Where she's like, hi, Handy. And he's like, oh, Mandy, hi. Didn't even see you there. And she's all disappointed because apparently she's got the biggest boner for Handy.
She's the quote unquote like hot young girl that's in love with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The like knockoff Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah.
And she,
And
I
her
mean,
father's the Munchkin King.
oh, is
he?
that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we get the painfully like obvious needle drop of born in a small town.
Yeah.
Oh, God, dude. So on the nose and so not welcome.
Hey guys, I have an idea.
It was not Ramon. It was Barone.
It's not Ray Romano, it's Barano. Barone.
I'm gonna barone you.
So you talk about a fucking another actor doing like a crap role. Peter Flynn Boyle. Pretty sure that's the last thing he acted in before he died.
Probably.
Was
but
Everybody Loves Raymond. But I mean, he's
there was,
he's there for a
15
check.
years of that.
Yeah.
Something miserable.
He was a crudgety old man. He fucking loved it.
Crudgety?
Crudgety.
I said what I said.
Were you going with like curmudgeony
Yes.
and crusty?
And
Yes.
crotchety.
Crotchety?
Yes.
Okay.
All of the above.
It's like what did I say on Nightmare on Elm Street 2?
Soppy.
Soppy.
He's a soppy old man.
Like making up words here. It's
Yeah.
That's what we do best.
Absolutely.
And then we do meet June Squibb playing Irma. June Squibb.
Oh my God.
For those who don't know, go look her up. If you watch the Oscars, you know her. She was the very old lady who did a really good job.
Played by Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Yes.
She was with Scarlett Johansson, right?
Oh, that's right.
Presenting?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But she was in she's still kind of doing. I mean, she's still doing stuff. She was in Hubie Halloween most recently, or not
Sorry to
most
hear-
recently, but very recently.
Sorry to hear that.
Oh, is that the one with Sandler?
Mhm.
Yeah, one of his Netflix movies.
Sandler.
One of the better of the Netflix movies that I've seen, but still not great.
I haven't seen it, and I probably won't.
He's still doing his. I'm Hubie.
Can't do it, dude. I can't do that little shibby baby.
Yeah, but some people really love it.
People are dumb. Dumb people like that.
She's also in a run of episodes on Shameless, and she was in Palm Springs. That
Ooh, I
Andy
like the Palm
Samberg movie.
Springs.
Yeah, so what are you laughing at? Because people are dumb and he hates it.
Because I glared at her because she likes it.
I don't hate it as much as you guys do.
Well,
But I also didn't listen to his first album. 50
it's not even.
million
It's
times.
Little Nicky was when I was like, stop.
Yeah, I had all
Stop
four
it.
of his albums, and I was fine with it. And I
I-
watched Happy Gilmore and Billy Madison on repeat.
I was gonna say I didn't hate it in Billy Madison. It's just like, all right, we got it. You
Get a
did
new
that.
shtick.
Get a new
Like
shtick.
every once in a while, like Billy
He
Madison,
tried.
he
did
would.
Spanglish, and nobody fucking liked it.
because that's not a comedy.
Well, he did
Yeah.
Punch Drunk Love, and he did. I mean, he was in Uncut Gems, and that's really good. So, I mean,
Click.
he can do good shit. Click was trash.
What's the one with Jack and Jill?
Yeah, worse.
It is much worse. It's so much worse.
What's the one he did with Aniston? Night of Murder or whatever?
I never watched that Mystery Mansion.
Murder.
Murder
He's got a
Mansion.
couple with Aniston.
Yeah, they have two of
well,
them.
it's the same
Blended?
movie. It's 1 and 2. That is Drew Barrymore. Thank you very much.
Couples Retreat.
Oh.
I don't know.
I do like him and Barrymore together.
When I finished my Nick Cage challenge, should we just do an Adam Sandler challenge? And see if we kill ourselves? I'll just watch Happy Gilmore and then start watching another one and be like, I can watch Happy Gilmore again.
Happy Gilmore. Dude, I almost wanted to turn this off and just be like, I'll just watch fucking Birdcage and just make fun of this movie with Derek and Whitney. they'll never notice I didn't watch. Like, yeah, that was a great part.
You know that part where he was making all those gay jokes?
Then Nathan Lane came. Did you watch the same movie I did?
Were
No.
you watching 51st Dates?
No.
Somebody was watching 51st Dates, and I was.
It wasn't me.
I don't remember where I was.
Someone watched Adam Sandler.
It wasn't me. Then they put in Hubie Halloween. It wasn't me.
Watch Ridiculous 7. It wasn't me.
Caught me throwing up later.
He's in a basketball
was
movie.
him.
That was me.
But yeah, so we're introduced to the town, and it's so quaint and small.
I do like that. I like a quaint small town as I get older. I want to live with a place with a main street.
Do you know where you
want
wanna
to
go?
Small town.
Not in Iowa.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I've heard about the things that happen in Iowa.
Nothing bad ever
I'm gonna get
happens in
fought by a
Iowa.
fucking like a Columbine machine. What are they called?
Columbine machine. A combine.
A Columbine machine would just be public school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shots fired, and I meant that as a pun.
My grandpa's hand got caught when he was trying to.
What was
pull
it
out a
doing?
cob.
In Columbine.
It was stealing and got caught.
No, he was more because it was.
Go over there, you start fisting farm equipment one time, and all of a sudden everyone's got a nickname for you. Old Farmer Fister. Mr. Farmer
George,
Fister.
may you rest in peace.
Oh, I didn't know I was dead. I wouldn't have made fun of me.
He passed away October of
Wow.
2006.
I believe he's haunting me right now.
He's
I don't
probably in
know.
your guns.
I don't know why he has this accent. He's from Iowa.
He's checking
Not
out your
how-
guns.
Ooh.
That man loves a gun.
Yeah.
I used to sleep in the gun room when we would visit.
Smart room to sleep in.
So we meet our other main
He's
character,
just off the kitchen.
Gene Hackman, playing Monroe Eagle Cole.
The Eagle.
So we have Eagle and Handy.
Uh-huh.
Tell you which nickname's cooler.
Yeah. Handy.
Mine. Mine's cooler, guys.
Yeah, dude, the Eagle versus Handy.
Gene Hackman, of course, back on the show because we talked about him on The Quick and the Dead.
Mm-hmm.
There's not many times you can talk about Gene Hackman in a negative way.
No, you're right. Like I can't think of I can think of movies he's in that I don't like.
Yeah.
But I can't think of a movie that he mailed it in and didn't do fucking great.
Yeah.
Even like he has no business being as good as he is in The Replacements.
Yeah.
A spoofy sports movie, and he's out there giving that speech about how you got to have heart, and you're just like, oh God, I didn't know we were gonna get inspired
He's
during.
like, I have to upstage this Keanu Reeves, put him in his place.
You hadn't seen The Replacements, right?
No, I
When we
didn't
did
see
our
it until
Keanu thing?
I saw it when we did our Keanu COVID.
Oh,
thing.
and you liked it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
What's
but
not to like about that movie?
I mean,
It
he's in a lot of good stuff. The French Connection, Unforgiven, Behind Enemy Lines,
Popeye
The
Doyle.
Replacements, Royal Tenenbaums, of course. I think he won an Oscar for French Connection.
Yeah, that's
He was
I don't think I saw
nominated
that.
for Bonnie and Clyde, and that was like his second major role.
French Connection, not like his earliest work, but did put him on America's map. Like
Yeah, that made him a leading man.
we loved him as Popeye Doyle.
I have
I've
it
never
on
seen
Blu-ray.
Of course you do.
Of course
So,
you do.
And of course you haven't seen it.
Of course
I had to buy
haven't.
it on Blu-ray before they were talking about going through and like he uses a racial slur. He's a cop from the 70s.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
they're
it
talking
was a
about like
time thing.
re-editing the movie to get rid of it. So I hurried up and bought the Blu-ray like
Yeah.
everybody
Right.
else did.
It's a fucking product of the time. Like you have to look at that.
Yes.
You cannot erase
You
that.
can't-
Yeah.
It's not like it was his view. Are they going to cancel fucking Tarantino?
Yeah,
Probably.
absolutely.
No one's going to touch him.
I'm surprised no one said anything about Blazing Saddles yet.
People have said it, but everyone's like, "Shut up, that's funny."
They're
Sheriff
going
is
after-
near.
Everyone just laughs like that's funny though.
Yeah.
They're
I-
going after John Wayne. Or they did. They
It was-
tried to. Cancel a dead man.
I guess they can argue it was written by
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. Thank you.
Yeah.
So- Either way,
But
we
I
meet
digress.
him and Marcia Gay Harden, who was on the show just a couple
Flubber.
weeks ago in Flubber, playing his assistant, Grace Sutherland.
She got a little extra weight on her. I like it.
She's looking good.
I'm digging that wagon. That wagon she's dragging.
The dragon she's wagging.
I am definitely digging the dragon she's wagging.
That's a whole different statement.
Woo! She wagging that dragon at me?
I think so.
Speaking of dragons, we also have Fred Savage.
Uh huh.
I don't know why.
Welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back twice, 3 times now.
What
Three
was-
times the savage.
I know we got him
The
for
Wizard and the Princess Bride.
Princess
Oh, that's
Bride.
right. I forget. That's a
Yeah.
good movie. I'm like, it's never going to be on this podcast.
So he's in a movie with Candace Cameron, and he plays a wrestler.
I don't believe it.
And
Is
they're
he
in
in-
like high school.
Is he in like the Mexico leagues where they have little people wrestling?
No,
Because
it's a high school thing.
could do it.
But he is very abusive towards her. It's a pretty fucked up movie.
I don't believe it.
I know that's
No,
why-
like I don't buy the abuse because like she'll just beat him up like this chick beats up Ray Romano the whole fucking
I
movie.
think Candace Cameron beat the shit out of Fred Savage.
Oh,
sure.
easily.
DJ
DJ Fool.
Fuller. DJ Fuller. Because Fuller House. She married a Fuller.
DJ Fool?
Tanner.
Isn't she a DJ in the reboot?
Her sister is
Oh,
DJ
okay.
Tanner.
I missed
She's
the
like,
mark.
that's my actual name. it was
That's
a
right.
whole
Okay,
thing.
yeah, because she was like the
Because she
drug
was like,
one.
Era.
Yeah, got
Yeah.
it. All right. Anyway, Fred Savage is here, also playing a sidekick or an assistant who gets the
Bullied.
brunt of Gene Hackman's anger.
Yeah.
He gets
He's kind of playing his role in Austin Powers minus the mole.
mole, 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 mole.
And he's playing golf with
Chichi Rodriguez.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, is that Chichi Rodriguez?
Chichi Rodriguez.
And-
I just don't know another golfer named Chichi or famous person.
she said very excitedly, "Is that Chichi Rodriguez?" And I said, "What's a Chichi Rodriguez?"
And then right as he said that, Gene's character was like, oh, that's right, Chichi. And I was like, it is him.
I had a grandpa that was heavily into golf, especially at that. Like Chichi Rodriguez would have been one of his big ones.
Yeah.
So
Well, because I think that was he had already retired and all of that stuff.
yeah,
So I just remember
Candelabra.
I remember my stepdad loved him, and I was like, he did the whole Z thing with his golf club.
The whole Z thing. The mark of Zorro.
Should have done a C.
Yes.
The mark of Chichi.
C. Chichi.
Yes. Get it, Cece?
I do.
And I mean, we basically learn
Sorry.
like the thrust of the movie here is he's the first president to get divorced in office. His wife's taking all of his shit.
Most successful, or not successful.
Highest
Loved.
approval rate.
Yes.
Approval rating.
He
Yeah.
left
Since
office with like an
Kennedy.
80-something% approval rate.
85.
And she's taking all the shit, including their house in Baltimore. But he's like, hey, I'm happy with my summer home in Mooseport.
I would be too.
Better than Baltimore.
Fuck yeah.
From what I've heard about Baltimore,
We got
from a friend of ours.
Yeah, Wes that listens is from Baltimore, and everything he tells me, it's always like, well, that's from The Wire. He's like, yeah, that happened here. that's this town.
Grew up in Baltimore.
Stabbed by a lonely girl.
Yeah.
And then we get a really wow bad CG airplane.
Oh God,
It is wow bad.
You could almost see the hand just holding the plane. Going.
I would have liked that much better if somebody just put on a rubber glove. Was like,
They have one of those. When I was younger, my aunt worked for American Airlines, and they used to give, like, if you went up, you're a little kid and you go up to the cockpit.
I didn't know
You
they
get
hired
wings.
ants.
My aunt
There you go, much better.
worked for American Airlines.
Not an
and
auntie.
You go up and you meet the pilots, and they give you wings, but they also used to have these little toy planes.
Mhm.
And it was a little like American Airlines, like
That's
What?
just what they gave to the stupid kids that wouldn't leave them alone.
probably,
Did you get one?
yeah.
That jack.
But that would have been better if they just took one of those planes. It looked
Yeah.
more real. And then they just had a guy going like this, and they just like tried to scrub out the fingers. You could still see the
you could
indentation.
have
I
put
would've
him
loved
on a
it.
stick and just been like,
Because this
"Woo."
looks like something out of Transformers Beast Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Just the same amount of CG.
Mm-hmm. This is from Star Wars Episode 1. This airplane's about to attack Naboo.
It's a little better, but yeah.
Little.
Only because it's in a quarter second of the movie.
You underestimate my power.
Come to
Don't
the
try
dark
it.
side.
I have the high ground.
Just gonna slip in Ray Romano's this whole time, by the way.
It's
That's
as it
what I
should.
say in bed. Ha! Just gonna slip in a couple of Ray Romanos.
You definitely need to repeat it.
You'll never hear it coming. Ah,
The dark side is
Fucking hope
powerful.
not.
It can draw you in.
Is that his O face?
Deborah!
Why do you always say Deborah when you come? I don't get it.
I said it for so long, I don't know any other names.
My name is Sharon.
You know who
I
I
don't-
am, Raymond.
I don't know. Oh, fart knocker.
I feel like I'm in front of an audience right now.
I know, right?
I'm not looking.
Do you think that one of those windy thingies would have done better
The
than
wacky,
Ray?
waving, flailing two band.
Yes. Do you think he would have done better than Ray Romano?
Yeah.
I'm running for mayor.
And on stage, Mr. Handy.
Oh!
Look at him pop and lock.
That'd be much better. Be at least be animated.
Right?
But so he goes to his house. He's getting all set up, and he's like, they're trying to talk about business, and he's like, I need a quick cabinet meeting first, which is good code for taking a shit, and I like it. I'm going to take
Yes,
it.
Yeah, cabinet meeting.
I know he's acting like he's got to pee, but cabinet meeting is taking a shit.
Definitely, because you would just say, "Excuse me, I have to let urine come out of my penis."
Yeah,
That's how
that's
I
usually
say
how
it.
you say
Yeah,
it.
very matter of fact.
It's definitely how she says it.
It's definitely how I say
I
it.
gotta get urine out of my penis.
Especially when she's wagging that dragon.
And he meets
Just deadpan into the.
he meets Ray Romano under his toilet.
You know what? That's where you belong. You stay down there the rest of the movie, Raymond.
I think he does.
If you're still working, that's fine. I'm gonna pee.
I'm doing this. Did you not hear me say the urine coming out of the penis thing?
He does like looking up chick's skirt.
That's true, but it does not always translate into liking to get peed on by a dude.
Somebody say pee.
I got a table.
Oh no! It's Rambo. Everybody loves Rambo.
Wait, did somebody say peed on?
How many people do we know that like getting peed
I know some
on?
Russian
have
prostitutes.
You gotta have tiny hands.
I know some Russian prostitutes. I'm a T-Rex. I'm sorry. If you want to make a meeting with me, you're gonna have to speak to my daddy.
Who's her daddy?
Elon.
A pedophile.
Pedophile chop.
Oh, and there goes half the people listening.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Well, we don't need them. So there's this whole thing, this whole subplot, which is a real thing, and it's actually really depressing and sad, that former presidents basically make their money off of speaking engagements, library dedications,
Yes.
book deals, et cetera, et
Yeah,
cetera.
he's gonna get $150,000 per circuit, I guess we'll
Yeah,
call
well,
it, tour.
per
Yeah.
speech. He's
Per
got,
speech,
I
I
think they
mean.
said 16 speeches in 12 days, but each one is 150,000.
Don't
Yeah.
you make like 150,000 a year for life
which-
after being a president?
Well, you make whatever your wage was for life. It used to be 150. I'm sure now it's more.
But you also get the first of a couple times that we do this. How much was Clinton getting? 100,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suck it,
I mean,
Clinton.
they drop it pretty early, but it is funny just to show like he's the most approved president ever. Everybody loves him on both sides of the aisle, but he's still just like, I got to do better than Clinton.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although the timing of this doesn't line up because they're saying he had 2 terms. This is 2004. And if they're referencing Clinton, I guess they're in this universe he beat Clinton on that second one.
Yeah.
So that would make Gene Hackman a Republican, which isn't made obvious in this movie because I mean he wants money. But
Well, I don't know
they
if
all
he.
do,
I don't know if
so-
he
It
is
is
a
pretty
Republican. He had a donkey on the piece of paper.
Yeah, but if he ran against Clinton,
Who says he did?
well,
A fudged up timeline says he
In
did,
yeah, the
but
time-
In the
Timeline.
primary, he ran against him. Like you choose your.
well, you don't run for the primary if you're getting if you're up for
Or-
re-election.
I don't fucking know. I honestly,
Clinton just quit.
shocker, guys.
Clinton,
I don't
Clinton
understand.
quit before they could find
Impeach
out about
him,
Monica Lewinsky.
I mean, they
Oh,
knew.
in this timeline. Okay.
Because I think that
okay.
was his second term, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So this is before people found out. He's like, "Oh,
And didn't he
what's
step
gonna happen?
down?
I can't." Hey, man.
I did not have sex with that woman.
He's like Dustin
Sexual
Hopper, but like
relations.
Hater.
or Dustin. He's like Dennis Hopper, but like cultured, right?
Mhm.
But-
So he's like, "Hey, man, I don't
Baby
want
wants
them
to
to find out.
fuck.
But didn't he step
President
down?
wants to fuck."
Yeah, he does.
He didn't. No, he did not.
He did his full 8?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Why did I think
I don't know. The only president I can think of whoever quit
Nixon?
was
Slicky
Nixon.
Dick.
Yeah, slippery dick.
Old slick Dick Willie.
That's what you were trying to do earlier.
Old slippery Dick Wilson. Wait, what? I got nothing. We're just.
Where'd Wilson
This is our
come
first.
from?
This is our first episode back, and I
This
don't
is our
know
first
who
time
I
being
am.
together like this.
I've
in, like,
recorded while
3
you guys were
weeks.
gone.
Oh yes, Jack did record. Keep an eye out, or you've already seen them. I don't know how time.
Sneak
works.
Yeah, sure.
I haven't seen him.
Hey guys, I don't want to sound needy here.
I'm needy.
but we have a Patreon at patreon.com/worstpeople.
Mhm.
And it only costs $3 a month.
$3 a month is nothing.
And I know times are hard right now.
Real hard for me.
Inflation's up.
Oh.
You can't afford your groceries,
Can't eat.
but you can afford $3 a month if you love us.
Give us $3.
Super love us.
Please
Yeah.
love us.
We're not begging.
I'm begging.
We're not pleading.
I'm pleading.
We're not down on our knees.
Oh boy,
I mean-
my knees hurt. They've been on so long.
But we do kind of need the money.
I need the money bad.
We need new equipment.
New equipment. We need to do remote podcasts for all of you.
I wouldn't mind eating.
We need to have video.
I wouldn't mind eating.
We need more drinks.
Food sounds good.
So please check out patreon.com/worstpeople.
Please check us out.
You get a bonus episode every month, and we're going to have more content coming for you.
I'll send you pictures.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Please give me more.
Patreon.com/worstpeople.
I'm being held hostage here. If I don't pay my way out of here, they're going to kill me.
But he does have this is this stupid. It's a recurring gag that's not very funny. So I'll just talk about it now because he's got this library that's going to be built. That's this massive thing, and it's like 40,000 square feet. And he's
How
like,
big was Clinton?
"But is it big enough?" Clinton's
20.
was 20,000. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool. But as they go on to this campaign, he's got to spend more and more money. So they're just cutting off wings off this
And
library.
this poor architect is crying at the end because they cancel it.
Yeah, you're butchering his work.
All he's got left is that one like tower. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, that's not bigger than Clinton's.
Mm-mm.
I've seen it.
Not anymore. You saw Clinton's tower, huh?
Yeah.
Is it cigar worthy?
It's similar to a cigar, just stubbier. It's more like a cigarillo.
Ooh. Ooh.
That's pretty narrow.
So we meet his wife, his ex-wife,
Uh-huh.
Charlotte Cole, played by Christine Baranski.
I
Some of
love
the best
her.
legs in the industry, dude.
Yes.
Yes.
She unlocked a Whoville fetish for me. I didn't know I had.
Yes, because she plays Mary Lou Who.
Sure.
or something? I don't know.
She
Mama
plays
Who.
mother.
Mama Who.
Mama Who?
She was also on Sybil a whole bunch there.
Mhm.
She's in Cruel Intentions,
She is Leonard's mother in.
Big Bang
Big
Theory.
Bang Theory.
She's
She
also
was
in
on
Birdcage.
Yes,
Yeah?
she is. I love her in Berg.
Gene
And she's
Hackman's
very-
wife, right?
No.
No.
Robin
the-
Williams' baby's
the donor.
mama.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
She was
yeah,
the
yeah,
donor.
Yeah,
No, not a donor. They fucked.
No, just for that. He had already been gay.
Yeah.
She just donated her eggs.
No,
like,
he wanted to
impregnate
try.
me.
He wanted to try having sex with her, and they did. But then he's like, "All right, well, let's work out a deal where I buy a baby off you."
Oh.
because she talks about seducing him, and he's like, I figure what the hell? See all these straight guys are talking about.
Hey, speaking of buying a baby, on Patreon, we talk about the show Cop Rock.
Oh, I was
and
like,
this
how
month,
much?
Yes.
we're talking about the Baby Merchant episode. So go to patreon.com/worstpeople for only $3 a month and hear us talking about baby merchants.
Latchkey vids.
I love that fucking show.
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, we're talking about buying babies. I got to take the synergy when I can get it.
I
yeah.
agree. You did
Vertical
well.
integration.
Might be rusty, but not at that.
I can't wait to record another episode of that.
She also had a long-running show. She was a major character on that Good Wife show.
Oh, was she?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
I
thought it
never
was that
watched
chick
it,
from
but she was in
ER.
like 100. Well, she's in like 120 something of like 140 something episodes. So
Yeah.
she's a main character.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't write down the details, but I saw it on the IMDb.
I'm sorry, you wanted details?
You want details? You should go to a podcast where they're educated,
We're just guessing.
unqualified. It's right there.
Says it.
I'm not wearing a shirt.
But this is
You
where
are
she
wearing a
reminds
shirt.
him.
This is just
Just
your
for
imagination.
listeners, she is wearing a shirt.
This is not the shirt you're looking for. It is a Star Wars
It is the shirt you've been looking for.
Yeah, she
Found
stole it. From me.
it.
But she reminds him that he's got to sell the Mooseport home because it's a vacation home, and she gets half. And this is kind of the inciting incident of the whole thing because he's like, they kind of brush around it, but it is said at one point. Basically, if he runs for mayor and becomes mayor, his house is now
His
a
office.
governmental building, which
Yep.
means she can't take it,
Correct.
and that's all he wants. There's dog sex.
Ugh.
The
The lowest form of humor.
when the first single chuck, I'm not
This
going to
is
call
how
it
I
a
looked.
chuckle. The first single chuck that got me in this movie was Ray Romano's sidekick being like, "What? I don't have cable," and I was like,
I just thought, ew.
That was my response.
"Did you see him?
Yeah, true.
He looks like a guy that would watch dogs fuck and jerk off."
That's true.
He kind of
They
puts
cast
off
him well.
Kenneth energy. Like he's no Kenneth from 30 Rock.
Yeah,
He is no
Oh,
Kenneth.
yeah.
But he's like Kenneth meets John Ritter's son.
meets a pile of garbage,
Yeah.
rotten ham.
Rotten ham. There we go.
Like you say, like rotten ham instead of rotten hell.
And then Ray Romano goes to talk to his girlfriend Sally, played by Maura Tierney.
Ow!
Who, I mean, she's been in a bunch of stuff, but I mean, I'm sure most people listening to this, watching this movie, know her from ER. I didn't
News
watch
radio,
ER, but
News
News
Radio.
radio is where I know her from.
Liar, liar.
Yeah, not Liar Liar. She's in Insomnia. She shows up in Twisters, but
Yeah.
News Radio is like
That was my
That's right.
introduction.
She's the mom in Twisters.
yeah.
She's not great in this, and I don't think it's her fault. You told her to act like she's in love with Ray Romano,
Yeah.
and she just does not look like she
She's
ever wants
trying.
to
in love
kiss
with
him or
somebody-
anything.
You're in love with somebody who's been with you for 6 years and has never even asked to move in with you. Fuck
You're in love
you.
with someone who calls you Deborah every time you have sex.
Oh.
Her name is Sally, not Deborah.
It's 2005 back or 2004 over there. If she wants to move in, she has to ask.
Huh?
It's not my choice. to
Sally,
control
you
her
didn't
life.
ask. How am I supposed to know?
I'm not a mind reader.
Do I have your permission to ask you to sleep with me?
Yes,
Sally! Ah!
just
Sally.
ray blasting all over.
Ah,
Maybe that's why, because she just can't handle his voice. She was like, "Don't live with me. We can get married, but you're gonna live in your house, and I'm gonna live in my
I
house."
acted with Dave Foley.
Call me Robert.
Robbie. Mom would always.
Oh,
call him
Robert.
Robbie.
Ah!
I barely watched that show.
My parents watched it, so I saw it.
Yeah.
I worked at a hospital overnights as a sitter, and I had to watch something, and it was on TBS.
You didn't have to watch that.
And it was just
But-
TBS.
This is that like romantic comedy thing that's so fucking annoying. Like he comes in, he's like, "Hey, I got paid a bunch of fucking money to fix that guy's toilet," and she's like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "I think I'm ready." She's like,
Yeah.
"Ready for what?" He's like, "To bust." No,
it's a Ray bust.
I'm ready for a truck. And she's like,
Aw.
"Oh, sad face," and her friend's like, "Sad face," and she's like, "False alarm."
Oh, her friend, you mean DJ Qualls in a wig?
Yeah.
Do you know who DJ
Yes.
Qualls is?
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
The whole time, I'm like, that looks like DJ Qualls in a wig. I had to look it up on IMDb to make sure the actor's name wasn't DJ Qualls in a wig.
That's the credit, DJ Qualls.
Yeah. For
Parentheses.
people that don't
in a
know,
wig.
he's the very skinny large nose individual from that Road Trip, but also I was gonna say Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, and he was on the Jim Jeffries show. Legit.
As a quadriplegic.
Yeah, he's in a wheelchair, and he was Jim Jeffries' best friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because Jim Jeffries actually really has a thing for pelagic people.
Collegiate people?
Pelagic.
Is that correct?
I don't know.
There is a spin-off I'm writing, a show called The Collegiate. But it's about navigating through college without the use of your arms.
He
or
won't
legs.
meet you after the show unless you are missing a limb. He'll take an eye. Like if you're missing an eyeball.
He'll take an eye. Do you want to meet Jim Jeffries? They don't have any missing limbs. Boop, ka, now you do. This belongs to him. He's got a jar full of them at home.
Kali Ma.
Kali Ma.
He only wants the green ones, though.
The eyes have it.
Speaking of political shit. But like it's just so heavy-handed, like the way she's like, she obviously wants to get married.
Yeah.
And he is
obviously
so
not paying
oblivious
attention.
to the whole thing. And it's in this kind of movie, it's just so frustrating to me. I'm like, this person couldn't be more obvious.
Well, especially as you're
Like it's like if
on
this
the
was
flip
a spoof,
side,
if this was a spoof, she'd had a shirt that would say, "I sure would like to get married," and he wouldn't get it.
my sister Mary's coming. Did you say Mary? What'd you say about Mary?
Yeah, the Wayans brothers wrote it, and she just has a shirt with a wedding ring.
But on the flip side of that, though, like I'm a fairly oblivious guy. And if you want me to propose to you, you need to let me know you want that. Otherwise, I think status quo is great. I think what we're doing, until you tell me I'm a fuck up, I don't think I am.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. That's the shirt she would wear.
That's a little too subtle for Wayans.
That might be too subtle for a Wayne spoof.
But so there's this big welcome party for the president. We learned that Irma.
She doesn't like him right away.
I don't think she likes his politics. She even says she's the only one who comments on anything political the whole movie.
Yeah.
Oh, here's the president. Hide our employee benefits.
And then he says something
benefits.
about like, because she works in the lumber department of the hardware store, and she's like she handles
With
the
Ray
wood.
Romano's
Like,
acting.
and he's like, or she says like your last 2 cabinet appointments or something like that. You know, she's just talking shit to him.
Yeah.
The
I
only
love
one,
it.
though. Everybody else is just, there's nobody in this town that didn't vote for him, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not too dissimilar from a small town.
Yeah.
Small towns in Wisconsin, they're always the same Republican or whatever.
Is that
You
where
had
this
it right.
is?
Not
Where's
whatever.
I know.
Mooseport?
Mooseport,
Maine.
this is, they're Maynards.
Yeah. This is
No
Maine.
ma forever.
There are no Maine accents, but this is in Maine.
No, not one.
Even the mayor. Or not the mayor. Who
On-
am I?
On the cruise,
Me
There-
what? Me what?
Who is that guy? No, the guy in charge.
What is he to the town? The guy with the munchkin voice.
he's the head of the town council.
Yes.
The Lollipop Guild?
Yeah.
Yes.
But on the cruise, I did this like whiskey blending class thing, and there's other
Cut to a
guests in
Derek
there.
just in his bathroom opening up bottles of whiskey and putting different ones in a glass.
No,
I'm
he
in a
paid-
whiskey blending class, baby. Woo!
No, this
He
was
paid
official.
to do this.
I know.
But there
Just because
was
you had a shirt that said official on it.
there was 3 Mainers in there, and boy oh boy were they Mainers.
Yeah.
Like the one guy said he was from Maine, and the other guy said he was from Maine, and he's like, "Yeah, bro." Like,
Anybody from Maine in here, you better fucking believe it.
it's a little Boston-y.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway,
It's all that New England shit.
Gene Hackman falls in love with Sally.
that was love.
He falls in boner with Sally.
He falls in lust.
Yeah.
the moment he sees her,
Uh-huh.
he's like,
moment
"Hey, she's
he
30
sees
years
her.
younger than me. That seems pretty cool."
Yeah, but if you do Irma's
mean-
math, he's 10 years younger than Ray.
I'm not
Yeah.
talking shit about Gene Hackman as a person, but his wife, who also passed away, was 30 years younger than him
Yeah.
Okay.
in real life.
Yeah.
So,
Rest in pictures to both of them.
yeah, and the dog.
And
Well,
the dog.
I don't know if she was in pictures, but hey.
She was a pianist.
know she was a
concert
pianist,
pianist. I guess you're right. I don't know if she's in a movie.
But R.I.P. to both of them and their dog.
Mm-hmm.
And good luck to the other 2 dogs.
Yeah, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
They belong to Gene Hackman.
Yeah. He left everything to them.
Oh, good.
Did he really?
I smell a sitcom.
It's a dog sitcom.
Yep. It's
Directed
called
by David
Going to the Doghouse.
Anyway,
I'll workshop it.
so basically the Lollipop Guild guy tells him, "Hey, like, we want you to be the mayor of
We all had
town.
a conversation. I thought you should be mayor.
Our mayor died." And this is when we get that guy Ruben. They're like, "It was Ruben's idea." He's like, "I said get the president."
Because he looks like he's close to death. He's just,
He's like, chugging his
I said, get the
aids.
president.
The way he storms away from Romano at the end of the movie is hilarious.
He got, I would say, 2 chuckles out of me, at least with that, the just out of nowhere loudness.
Yeah.
I mean, I was kind of hoping it would be even better, like, I can keep a secret like that one time you and your cousin touched wieners and never told anybody about that.
That would have been nice.
Just keep,
Who's he talking to? Ray Romano?
keep it rolling. Yeah.
Whoa, don't tell everybody. It wasn't my cousin. It was Robert. It was Deborah. He said he wanted to go head to head in the competition. I didn't know what he meant. He took his dick out. And he took my dick out. We jousted. Direct hit.
Have you ever done that?
We made a pretzel. I plead the 5th. I plead the 5 inches.
I played the 5th inch.
I plead the 5th, all 5th inches of it. I've outed myself.
But
I'm
yeah,
just-
so Sally walks out.
Watching it.
Sally walks out. She's mad at Ray because he finally shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm only a little late. I smell like shit."
Oh.
And she's not mad that he smells like shit or that he's late. She's still mad about the marriage proposal.
Well, yes, but it's also, I got stood up for a septic tank, which means kind of to me, this happens a lot. He's taking his work way too seriously instead of, hey, I'm off. I'm gonna go on a date with this chick that is beyond out of my league.
But
I have shit everywhere in my house. Can you please fix this?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. In this town,
No.
he is the
That's
plumber,
the small town vibe, dude.
the mayor, the handyman guy. He's the plumber. He's the electrician. He's the
She's the
contractor.
veterinarian. She's gonna leave in the middle of the night because puppies are being born. Or
I thought there was
donkey.
a lady having a baby back there.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I
but
definitely
I
did.
mean, I knew it was gonna be a dog, but you hear a
You
woman
heard,
screaming.
yeah, you heard
so.
the DJ Qualls in a wig, like grunting, and so I was like, oh, she's having 6 babies.
Yeah,
But no, it's 6 puppies.
But like, if you were to
Who
call,
knows what all about
if you were to call the guy who's the only plumber in town, and you're like, my house is literally filled with shit right now, and he's like, can't hanging out with my lady.
I mean,
You'd be like,
except to take Branky doesn't mean your house is full of shit. It's in the lawn.
yeah, well,
unless it's coming out the toilet.
maybe their lawn is
not
is
how
like
septic
above
takes
their
break.
house, and it's just like dripping down in.
Ugh.
Terrible building idea, but it's possible.
Who designed this?
The contractor, Ray Romano.
It'll be funny when their septic tank blows and it's guaranteed to. They'll get flooded with poop. Poop, Deborah.
That's an extra $10,000.
Oh, yeah, he's a fucking shady businessman. Huh?
I don't think so. Everybody loves him. Remember?
Because they don't know any other way.
Everybody loves Handy.
It's Stockholm. Everybody loves Andy.
Especially a dry one.
I'm pretty sure his name is Andy, but he's a handy Andy.
No, it's
so-
Harold Harrison.
And he owns a hardware handyman store.
So he's Handy Harrison.
It should have been. His name was Andy, and then
I mean,
he's
Harold
very
Harrison
handy.
would just be Harry, right? You'd be like, well, it's both names.
Just name him Andrew. Just name him Andrew, all right? Move on.
I mean, that voice isn't far off.
Andrew.
I'm here to brew beer.
Love you.
But so Gene Hackman says, fuck it. I'm running for mayor to keep my house, basically.
To keep my house, and I really want to fuck this chick.
Yeah.
And also, it doesn't take any work.
Yeah.
Like, well, he hasn't even met her
already
yet.
done
He
it.
decides before he meets her. Well,
No,
he
that's-
saw her.
No,
but
he-
he didn't meet her.
That's
Yeah,
why-
he did.
yeah,
he
he
met
did.
her in the back office because his
he didn't
assistant.
ask her on a date until the next day, though, after
Right,
he's decided
right,
to run.
But he met her because she's like, well, maybe you can do something about the airplane where your plane took precedence over me trying to save this donkey.
Over my donkey.
Yeah, and Fred Savage and the assistant lady, welcome back chick, were like, oh, he's gonna pass on to the Lollipop Guild, like he's gonna pass on. And he's like, oh, hold on, let's not go too hastily. And they're
Yeah.
like, you know what? Like, you give your answer tomorrow. Sleep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he decides to quote unquote run. It's supposed to be unopposed.
Yeah.
And then, of course, right after he's committed to it, he finds out that Ray Romano decided to do it, which is something I feel like we should have seen in like a movie.
Don't say
Yeah.
it out loud because then we just there's gonna add time to this movie.
Well, we could erase, I don't know,
He could have said something
the
about
Lord of
it.
the Rings ending.
The
of this
dog's
movie.
fucking.
Yeah, we could have erased
Yes.
that. We could erase all 7 endings and just
Yeah.
have one.
Yeah.
So, but so
It's the return of the king. I'm the king. Like Elvis. Ooh, hunka hunka burning love.
You have to throw it in the fire.
No, it's mine. My precious.
My precious. Nice Yoda.
No, the guy from the Lollipop Guild. He's fucking Golem.
Is the
We
town
have no
suspicious?
mayor. They want you to run
Does that
for
make
it.
Gene Hackman Viggo Mortensen in this situation?
He's Aragorn.
Or is he Christopher Lee?
He's not
Because he's the
Saruman.
bad guy. I mean,
I guess he would
not
be.
really,
I guess
'cause no
he
one's a
would
bad
be
guy, but-
Saruman.
yeah.
Yeah. No, he's Boromir. Tries to take the ring for himself.
So he's out in the first movie?
Yeah.
Man.
I mean, after this
Start.
movie, he's out.
R.I.P. Sean
Is that
Bean's
Sean
character
Bean?
in every movie.
Sean Bean, yeah. Did you know that when he said he died? It's like, must be Sean Bean.
Oh, it's a medieval name and he died? Sean Bean.
Mhm, Sean Bean.
All right, got it.
You said Boromir? He's dead.
But so they meet up at Ray Romano's hardware store, and basically Gene Hackman's like, look, I don't want to be mayor, man. He's like, you should be mayor, but I have this problem because I have this thing where, like, once I've said I'm going to do something, I do it, which is crazy for a president.
Like really, really wild.
Yeah.
Not like once I say I'm going to do something, I do the opposite.
Uh-huh. Remember how I got your vote? I'm not doing that.
But he's like, you know, you have the Eagles' word, that whole thing. And so Ray Romano's like, yeah, sure, I'll quit, man. Fuck it. You're a politician.
That's the Eagles' word. He should have just like, you have the Eagles' word. Ah!
Assert dominance, baby.
Oh, you gave me a fart attack. I felt one slip out. I'm under cardiac arrest. Toot! Oh, tootin' coming.
Even his butt makes the toot.
Having fart palpitations. Poopaltations. Oh, no.
I'm just-
Are you trying to do an impersonation of your butthole, do an impersonation of Ray Romano?
Yeah.
Brah! Brah!
Just turn this podcast off, dude. We got to get out of here.
He's got the running tooth.
Told you we should have fucking got a hooker and knocked one out before you go have sex with somebody you really like.
Ooh.
We should have just recorded an episode of something that we didn't care about.
I was gonna, but
Now
then
we're
we didn't.
ruining the fucking good name of Welcome to Mooseport. And we are making a mockery of Sir Ray Romano. They love him over in England. He's knighted.
Yeah, because they're like, this is American.
Well, they thought he was a Muppet.
We're ruining the good name of Welcome to Mooseport, and it's 13% Rotten Tomato score.
Yeah, we're going to take that down like an 8. The Queen loves him. The way he talks is just so delightful.
Oh, thank you.
She hates
Your
it.
Majesty.
No, she loves it because she loves Muppets.
I love
hated.
corgis.
I love corgis.
They're called corgis, sir.
Look at the little butt.
I was in a corgi yesterday for my new movie.
Had a wild corgi party. There was all kinds of dogs.
Called Everybody Bangs Raymond.
Everybody brings a dog and you pet everybody else's dog. It's a corgi.
I like it.
Oh, good.
So this is where he asks Sally on a date.
Man, you know we fucked up when Wendy's trying to get us back on track.
She's heard enough about Ray Romano's penis for a day.
Yeah.
Well,
I haven't.
Strap in.
I haven't
Strap
said-
in and strap on.
I haven't said enough. Spread it on.
Oh, now everybody can see me wiping tears off
At
my
least
face.
you didn't wipe him like you did the other day at the bar. Like a little fucking kid. Use your fucking...
I had shit on my fingers. Not like literal
He
shit.
had actual feces on his fingers.
I put it there. You got poop fingered, my friend.
But yeah, so Gene Hackman asks her out because he doesn't know that she's Ray's girlfriend.
Right.
He's not being a total
Right.
piece of shit. Marcia Gay Harden does see it.
She's given like the knock it off signal, but to no avail.
Yeah, later on, he's like, why didn't you warn me? I did. We'll warn better.
Do it harder.
I mean, you just kind of have to interrupt him though and be like, Mr. President, this is urgent.
Yeah.
You know, like this cannot wait. I'm getting a phone call right now from your dead mother, which makes it so much more concerning that she has my phone number. We need to get to the bottom of this now, sir.
But
Cabinet meeting.
Right?
We're all shitting together? Yeah. All right.
He just goes to the bathroom with her. We doing this thing? Want to go back to back like Double Dragon?
I've been waiting all day.
I actually had him put a garbage disposal in my bathtub so that we could just go back to back in the
That's
bathtub.
the second most disgusting thing I've ever heard in my life.
I don't even know what to say.
I don't either. I opened my mouth and it started coming out, and I didn't know what was going to happen from there. So thanks for going on that ride with me.
Verbal
But
diarrhea.
just two people going back to back in the bathtub and letting a couple of
Ass
chocolate
to
hot dogs
ass.
slip on. You know what I'm saying? Got a couple of chocolate hot dogs slapping on out of there. Got a couple of stink dragons running down the bathtub.
I didn't courtesy flush for air. I got nothing.
I didn't open the window for air.
Hopefully he did.
Hopefully, no,
Two
man.
people should at the
No,
same time.
leave it in. Soak in it.
Go on.
My shirt already smells like shit anyway. I haven't changed since last night.
I'm the one that broke the septic tank. It was me. I have no brother. I bathed in sheep shit.
I hate that.
But so Ray decides he's not going to quit because he wants to keep his girlfriend ? And then Rip Torn shows up.
Dude, I don't know if it's supposed to be, but an audible laugh from me when Rip Torn calls him and he's like, anything I can do? Because then he doesn't answer. He's all, hello? Hey? Oh! Like it's just Rip Torn in front of a camera.
Yeah.
Be like, just act. And it's funny.
It is.
But it's because he's just like, oh, like nobody's there. What are you doing?
Like, I don't know anything about Rip Torn in real life other than that his son was one of my teachers in college.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that maybe on air, maybe not.
Maybe not. I don't know. Jonathan. Sorry, he doesn't go by John. He's a Jonathan.
What a douche. Yeah.
Torn. He was a fucking douche, supposedly. I don't
Well,
know if
rest
he's.
in
I don't know if
pictures,
he
Rip.
has money or not. But yes, rest in pictures, Rip Torn.
Rip.
Yeah, Rip. Man, we got a lot of rest in pictures up in
Yeah.
this piece.
And Rip Torn, if you don't know, well, you're wrong.
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster, Men in Black.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah. RoboCop 3. Dodgeball. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Men in Black. Did we say that one?
Yeah. you
Yeah.
did.
Freddy got
Men in
fingered.
Black 2.
Men in Black 2. Probably
Freddy
Men in
got
Black
fingered.
3, I'm guessing.
For our patrons who read the newsletter we send out last month, I talked about Extreme Prejudice, Walter Hill movie with Nick Nolte.
Okay.
Rip Torn shows up in that. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
He's one of the 45
He's
amazing
looking at you,
character
Chris.
actors in that.
He's looking at you.
He's also in Canadian Bacon.
It's on my watch list right now. I've seen it, just not in a long time.
But he's basically a campaign manager, I think,
Yes.
right? So he's there he's the mudslinger.
Because they're just about to, Fred
It's
Savage
Dennis
is-
Dixon over here.
Should we get Benedict Dixon over here?
Burt Langdon.
Yeah, there we
Benedict Dixon?
go. You said it.
I did not.
You said Benedict something.
Did I?
Yes.
When?
Right,
now.
literally right before I said it.
No.
Rewind the tape.
Yes. That's why I said
Maybe he
it.
said it's better than Nixon.
Deader than Dixon is what he says when he's on the phone.
Oh.
Oh.
He calls like, do you have anything cooking? It's Devin Dixon over here.
Oh, my bad.
So I
heard
didn't-
Benedict.
Your Honor, I think I have proven my innocence on this one. I'll rest my face.
Ooh. I rest your face also.
Don't.
And then we see basically the rest of this movie. It's paparazzi following people around while they
Yes.
get into embarrassing public situations.
Which the small town should have hated this. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, oh, Mr. President,
Well, they
can't you
just-
tell him to fuck off?
They just love that there's people in town. Because
True.
the Lollipop Guild guy says the hotels are full. This
We
is the
have
first.
a traffic jam.
It's our
since
first
the
traffic
first
jam
time
since
ever.
ever.
Yeah.
I've never had it before.
Councilman Meatwad.
Councilman Meatwad here. I'm underwater.
It's a ridiculous voice. And all
It
I
is.
thought about is if Ray Romano did get elected, their town hall meetings,
Excuse me, I have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
just listening to that over and over.
What's your feelings on Prop 404?
Read it to me.
God, no.
The local millennial children, because it's 2004, so they were still mostly children. So it's a large range, but my age at the time, right? They're like, oh, I'm making this into a YouTube video. And they just have puppets at home, and it's like, Mr. Councilman, I can't believe it.
I'd watch it. It'd be better than this.
Yeah.
It would be more entertaining than this.
It would.
But-
I would watch that.
This whole thing becomes Marcia Gay Harden's fault because she's the one, I believe, who says, well, I think in this case, if you lose this election, you lose Sally. Doesn't she say it to Gene Hackman, or does someone say it to Ray Romano?
I think Irma says it to
Irma
Ray
says it to Ray
Romano.
Romano. That's
I wasn't
right.
paying enough attention to care.
No, Irma says it to Ray Romano.
What's the
and,
black chick's name?
Oh.
The one that
Margie-
does pipes.
Oh. I don't remember now. She has
Martha?
next to no speaking lines.
I was
I
thinking
think it's
it was
Martha because it's the one they're
or
talking about at
Mary.
the end who goes scuba diving to get the golf balls back, and he's like, I can't get it out of my head. I see it forever. A fat woman in a scuba suit. This is 2004. Look at this.
Why
It's
did-
funny.
Why did I think they were talking about Irma?
I don't know. It was the same joke.
Yeah.
I was seeing an old lady in a wetsuit.
Well, the first time she's been wet in a while.
Ooh.
Is that a joke at my expense?
Oh, yeah. It is to Ray Romano because
They
then.
wrote wet ass pussy after me.
Wow.
I don't want to say what it is because it might be referring to my lineage too.
No, it was
It's actually just because I got out of a pool and someone saw me. They were like, look at that wet ass pussy.
I'm gonna write a song about that.
But yeah, because then the next scene is when Fred Savage tells Gene Hackman if he loses the election, he loses all of his book deals and all that shit.
Yeah.
He's already
So-
starting to lose stuff too, though.
Yeah.
Well,
'Cause
Fred
there was-
Savage says he had to cancel the speaking stuff because
Oh.
it was going to be during the campaign.
Yeah, he's like, I kind of thought it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, he's
That's when we get the first get out of the room. And he's like, can I just go out of your eye line? Sure, I can still see you
that got a chuckle out of me because Gene Hackman.
because Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
and it's also terrifying. Like
Yeah.
when he's like, I can still see you. I'm like, you better fucking duck.
I keep waiting for that Zippo click.
Oh yeah,
I did really love the one later though when he's like, "Get out of here!" and then he tells the Secret Service guys, "Go break his legs," and they leave, and he's like, "They know I'm joking."
they know I'm
right?"
joking,
I'm
right?
joking!
Yeah, they shake their head. And he's like, I'm totally fucking kidding. They're gonna disappear him, aren't they?
They are thirsty to murder.
Oh, these are ex fucking Marine Special Forces, Army
They're the
Rangers,
cleanup crew.
all they've been active military, and then this is their assignment now. Like, kind of miss murder.
Well,
You ever just wake up and just think about wet work? Just
Yeah.
going to a house, lighting the family up, seeing what they got in their cabinets,
Taking
making
the
a funny
whiskey.
scene with the dead bodies, and then
that-
blowing it all to shit.
That wet ass work.
That's not wet ass work.
It's woo.
But
Wow.
yeah. No,
Wait.
Marcia Gay Harden is against it the whole time because this is when she sets this whole thing up because Gene Hackman is going on a date with Sally to this restaurant. Nobody knows.
What was the name of the restaurant? The
Pigs
Whistle
and a-
and
whistle-
Pig?
Whistle and Pig,
Or Pig
yeah.
and Whistle?
Pig and Whistle. I was like, somebody talk about Whistle Pig whiskey?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said Whistle and Pig.
Yeah. I actually liked this little bit of writing. They don't do anything with it, but just like the assistant, God damn it, what's the character's name?
Grace.
Grace is just straight up like, don't order meat because she's not going to appreciate
She's a veterinarian.
you eating what she worked all day to save. And then he orders this little vegetarian potato thing.
Big potato.
And she's like, I want a fucking T-bone.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just want a steak. I was like,
But-
yeah, because I'm sure there's plenty of vets that eat meat,
Yeah.
Grace had called Irma,
Oh
not
God.
not by accident. She called Handy's shop, but she's pretending she's talking to the restaurant so that way everybody knows where this is. So this can all be public because she's hoping this will just derail this whole thing because she doesn't think he should be doing it.
She's
Yeah.
also very much in love with the president.
You think
Yes.
you think she knew the whole time? Like she says 15 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think she knew the whole time?
Yes.
Oh, they got divorced and he quit being president, and she's like, "Now's my time."
And then
Mhm.
it wasn't.
'Cause she never
He went for somebody younger.
She never said anything.
Also, she's like 40. That's so
Oh,
old.
40.
She's younger
Gross.
than me.
Ew.
I have no idea how old she is, but it's too old for Gene Hackman's character.
That's honestly, she probably was about 40 something.
But so he goes in and he's like pretends he's campaigning. There's this whole thing with Sally wearing black underwear.
Yeah.
It's just like
I mean, I get it. Girls,
I
you
don't-
get it, right? Like, you wear the matching bra and underwear because, you want
but he
it
doesn't
to
even
be
say
sane.
that. He
Sure.
says black underwear. She's
Black
like,
Also,
underwear
I just-
means
well, then
10
she
things
goes
thinking
through,
about you.
but then she
Yeah.
goes through her underwear drawer and she's like, "Do you want me to wear this thong or this pink one or like?"
Dude, I like that yellow one.
I liked everything she was doing except for as to Ray Romano. I don't ever need to see him holding panties that I find sexy.
Oh, what is this crotchless number? Your pussy will be hanging out. Your pussy.
If I put these on, do you think my balls will hang out?
Yes.
Oh, Deborah, look, I'm putting them all on. Now you have no underwear.
Okay, Joey.
My name is Sally.
But
Deborah, calm down. This is why we're not married. She refused to. She won't change her name after marriage.
oh, she won't take your last name?
Change her first name to Deborah.
So that way she can ignore me when I'm yelling at her.
But I did like her final point. She's like, what if I just don't wear any underwear? What do you think that says?
I do.
And how he found out she was wearing black was by looking up her dress.
Yep.
Which would be really creepy if you weren't in a relationship.
Yeah.
It's still kind of creepy because you're not living together.
Right?
I don't know.
That's
Like,
still
well, and
not
she's
very
currently
weird.
very mad at you.
Mm-hmm. Dude, what do you
So-
mean you find it weird? It's a small town. It's a 3-minute walk door to door.
I even looked at him. Well, I mean, okay.
It sounds like a fucking wet
Shocker,
dream.
guys. We lived together the second he moved back to Tucson.
Yeah, but we're insane.
Yeah.
We got a joint checking account.
We live in the
Wait,
modern.
you guys have a checking account just to buy weed?
We live in modern. We live in
Yo.
modern America where you have to move in together or you can't afford rent.
Yeah.
But so they agree to have a
I have
debate.
a joint checking account. Oh, you got in a relationship? No. Buying weed.
I have one for weed, one for expenses.
It was getting too muddled up when they were together.
It was. I'm like, was this put away for this or was this put away for that?
I don't know if I paid rent or bought an eighth.
But
Damn.
but so they agree to have a debate. There's this moment where Gene Hackman is like, "I'm going for the fucking kiss," and his assistant's like, "Dude, don't do that."
Handshake.
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 And
Especially
yeah,
because there's cameras everywhere.
yeah,
Like,
and-
it's just such an awkward thing. I would probably go in for a hug.
And it's
Yeah.
known that she has a boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
well, and I think the main reason she rejected him, I mean, first of all, kiss should have been a hug,
Yep.
Yes.
but second of all, cameras.
Yeah.
Like if he had gone for a hug and there were no cameras, she would have done it. But he went in for a kiss, and she's like, "Whoa, the whole world's watching."
Yeah, easy, big fella. My mom's watching this program.
But then we've got
She
you
didn't
know
vote for you.
we've got all the newscasters and Regis and Kelly making fun of the president, which is a good time. They would never do that.
Never.
I do like when Fred Savage tells him to cancel the debate. He's like, because like he can be funny and like, well, that's
That's your
your
weakness.
weakness.
Not
I
weakness.
mean-
Not weakness. You have no weaknesses. It's just the thing that you're not good at. How do I put this? It's the thing that you're best at not being the best at. It's your best, worst attribute. It is. I got to clear this up a little better. He's funny. You're not. Nope. You're really good. You could be gooder.
But this is the break.
I'm gonna
his
get out of
leg
your eye
thing.
line.
Yeah, he's like, should I leave the eye line? He's like, leave the building.
Break his legs.
I'm kidding.
Will somebody please take him out, dude? You can't say that to these guys. They are. He's got piano wire in his hands.
They do
right now.
offer to murder Ray Romano in this movie.
They do.
Oh yeah, you're gonna want to make it look like an accident. I mean, I'm thinking carbon monoxide poisoning, something
Oil
cute.
slick. Cut the brake lines.
To the brake lines, real cute murder suicide thing.
But I love like they go to do their debate and it starts with rock paper scissors and it's
Loving
just
this
Gene
town.
Hackman like this fucking bumpkin ass town.
I'm loving this town.
but these people are so
It's in
into
the
it. 'cause
grand
they-
old tradition. You got to do paper, rock, scissors.
Well, and Ray Romano screws himself over. He listens to his stupid friend who says do scissors, but also
Nope.
Gene Hackman is never going to do scissors. He is the president of the United States of America.
He's not a
Too
lesbian.
weak?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did rock. They both did rock. Okay, so he did something else.
He did paper.
He's going back to rock.
yeah. All right. It means the eagle.
Yeah. Eagles eat rocks or something.
Eagles rock, dude.
I think that's cows, but
Eagles fucking rock.
Alien spaceship makes you rock. I win.
Volcano.
Is that what it was?
But I like during the debate, Gene Hackman is giving his like political answers. We only get 2 questions really. There's the one where he gives the good political answer. Everybody cheers. Ray Romano.
I've been fishing
Well
at that
said.
watering hole.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Well, and
When
it
they
shows
come for
that like
you.
Ray Romano and Gene Hackman have the same. Like Ray Romano really has these views. Gene Hackman politically has these views. It's the same thing though. He's like, hey, what
Well
he
put.
said, right?
Right.
Then the second one is it's about the stoplight outside this lady's house or whatever, and Ray Romano gives like his everyman, his like I'm living this town answer because he's like, okay, but what's the problem? And he shows like he would actually give a shit and think about it and whatever.
Oh, and I love it too because her problem is that the stop sign makes the headlights go into her
Headboard.
and it's like, have you ever tried like curtains? She's like, what? It's like blackout curtains. It might make you sleep better. Well, I would try that, but no one suggested it. Like so angry, dude.
We love our
you can
curtains.
you can think of those things on your own.
Yeah.
And then, like a fucking politician, he pads his own pockets. Like stop by.
Stop by the hardware store. We'll help you out. I've got really expensive ones.
His problem solution is to come buy stuff from him.
Well, I honestly thought that was
yeah.
going to be like the move that like Rip Torn or Fred Savage suggested was like, well, look, just tell him like he's trying to make money off these people.
Yeah.
Look at him, But
the whole
doesn't
time,
go to anything.
the whole time, their strategist comes to that they can't find any dirt on him.
Right.
'Cause that's the only way they know how to play.
All we know is that he beat his own record in the moose pie eating contest.
Dude, Gene Hackman's like, come on, he had to have done this or this
I
or
grew weed.
or grow weed. Even I grew weed.
But
I believe that about Gene.
he instead, Ray Romano gets up and embarrasses Sally, says a bunch of shit in front of the world.
Yep.
This is the romantic trope that I hate, or a romantic trope I hate because I hate a lot of them. The battling for a woman. Because much in real life, the woman's going to be like, but don't little old me get a say? Like, little
Am I a
me can't
human?
make up my own mind. Like,
Well, like when they shortly here when they're playing golf to
For
determine
her.
who gets her.
Oh,
And
that
she-
but
pisses
even
her
before that, though, this
off.
election is about her. And it's like, she has no say in this?
Yeah.
And it's good. That's definitely going to come up in a fucking romantic comedy that's worth its fucking salt.
Yeah.
So Charlotte shows up again. She was only on the phone before. She shows up in town now. She's confronting Gene Hackman, or at Handy's store.
Yeah.
Did I
she's-
miss something? Did Ray
No.
Romano actually bring her here?
No, she's doing it all on her own because he's
Okay.
like, I have nothing to do with this.
That's what I thought, but Gene Hackman is just like dead set. He's like, "You're fucking playing dirty by bringing my ex-wife into this." And I know the Ray's like, "No."
No, they say at the end, like he asks him something along the lines like, "Did you call her?" And he's like, "No."
Mm-hmm.
And then like I think it's also like, why didn't you ask for her support when the election finally comes? And he's like, because that's not cool.
Yeah. So she just was watching this on TV. He's like, "I'm gonna fuck my ex-husband over
Yep.
so fucking
Oh, the golf
hard."
scene where she's like, all right, we're going to make this fair.
Oh.
And whistles, and she's like, get the fuck out.
Dude, by the way,
Great.
did you see her chin trembling when she screamed? Like she was putting her
I
all.
loved it. You did amazing. I love you. Sit on my face.
But we didn't.
You managed from there.
We didn't mention because at the beginning it's set up that Gene Hackman thinks he's good at golf because the
We didn't.
Secret
We talked
Service
about
guys.
Chi-Chi.
But we didn't talk about the cheating.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The Secret
and
Service
you,
guy
you
is
gotta
always.
imagine Chi knows. He's like, every time he hits it out of bounds, it comes.
He
flying
even
out.
makes like Gene Hackman's like, I'd rather be lucky or I'd rather cheat than be lucky. or
No,
some shit like
it's
that.
the old phrase, better lucky than good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
Every time he
hits,
hits it out of bounds, the ball bounces back onto
Yeah.
the green.
and I love in the actual golf game when he hits it out of bounds, like wait for the bounce, wait for the bounce, no bounce. Huh.
That hasn't happened since I was a governor.
What does that mean when it's out of bounds now? What do I do? Because he has no fucking clue. It's always
And look-
bounced back in.
And this golf game doesn't make any sense. 'Cause at the end of the first hole,
He's at 15.
Ray Romano has like par,
Uh-huh.
and Gene Hackman is 15.
Yep.
But at the end of the game, him taking 2 off of Romano's score makes them tie.
They went double or nothing. They wiped out of the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
That was the whole thing. He's like,
I heard him
double,
say
or,
double
nothing.
or nothing, but I didn't catch that that's what was happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So Gene Hackman only went 2 over on that last hole. He got better.
Got lucky.
Yeah.
Better lucky than good.
Well, he did that one shot and it fucking made it to the green.
That's the lucky
Bounces
shot.
off, bounces off the sidewalk.
I've
But
done that
he
in
talks
Tiger
about
Woods.
it at the end of the movie too. And he was like, "You just don't go for it. Sometimes you got to
Yeah.
shoot for the green."
Got to go for the green.
Fred Savage does tell Gene Hackman, like, hey, your 10 handicap might be a little inflated.
Yeah, it's not real.
Fabricated.
We've been, the out of bounds thing, fucking up scorecards,
I love
collusion. With
he
the
says fudging score.
we've been colluding with the Cabana Boy
Yes.
this whole time. Sir.
We've been colluding with the Russian Cabana Boy.
the white Russian maker, the bartender. To say the bartender, the white Russian maker.
Svetlana?
But I like Sally and Grace having their little drunk golf game inside.
Oh, that was fantastic.
Like it doesn't really again come to anything other than it shows that like I guess they get along and like
Yeah.
It's just to bring up the point that I talked about how they're like, well, we're gonna play a game for Ruben. Like if we're allowed to
that's
just
her great comeback. She's like, well, I have to because she takes Ray Romano all his shit after the
Yeah.
game. And she's like, I got to make room. I won Ruben in a golf game, and he's like, what? And she's like, wouldn't that be weird if someone
She's like,
won someone in a golf game?
That's stupid, isn't it?
It's almost as if it's really offensive.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like this scene because they have nobody at this country club because the president's there.
Right.
Yeah.
So these workers are there just for them. Like, fuck it, let's get drunk. Even the manager or owner is like, I'm gonna drink this whiskey. It looks like maple syrup. It's
That's why I
Maine. It
thought
might
that
be.
that bottle looks like maple syrup.
It might just be maple syrup whiskey.
like real maple syrup, where it's like not all.
Here's what
sticky.
you do. You take maple
Goopy.
syrup and you dump out about half of it. And you put a little bourbon in the other half. You shake them and mix them. Boom.
Great breakfast.
No ma forever. Go Sox.
Oh, so then Gene Hackman is like, all right, this is when he doubles down on like, we need to go negative. And then Grace is just like, you know what?
I quit.
This isn't you. This isn't why I'm here.
I quit.
I quit.
I
quit.
quit. I
quit.
quit. Also, you got a good dick. I've seen it in one of those cabinet meetings we were doing.
But he does this thing where Gene Hackman's like, okay, you know what? I have a better idea. I'm going to endorse him at the next debate. Because then if I win, cool. If I lose, I lost because I told everybody to vote for him.
And they took my advice.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hedging my bets. I'm going to come out on top.
Yeah.
And then Romano's like, you know what? I got a statement before we do this rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Sally. I love you. Or no, he never says I love you. I care for you. And
Before the speech, though, his buddy does jump up and he's like, not scissors.
Oh, and he does get dumped in between there too.
Uh-huh.
Like officially dumped.
Uh-huh.
That's where she brings all his shit
Yeah.
back.
But yes, go on.
But he's just like, I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have.
Brought our love life into this, and look at me doing it again. I'm sorry for that also.
DJ Qualls in a wig is loving it, dude.
Yeah.
She's over there just like, aw.
Oh, I guess I brought
Did you
it.
see that?
Stop it.
I guess I brought it up again. Sorry for that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And that.
And feature that's I'm gonna back out. Or
I'm
no.
sorry I brought up your panties on air. Oh, I did it again. The crotchless ones. The yellow lacy panties. None of them have semen on them now. I brought them back without semen. I definitely didn't go home and smell them.
The dry cleaning couldn't get the streaks out though.
I named this one Robert.
And he's like, so I'm gonna go down, and he's the better option. I'm gonna vote for him, guys. Thank you.
Woo, town's just loving that shit.
Yeah, and then Gene Hackman turns around and goes for it anyway, but he gives a nice
Him and
speech
Rip
to
Torn are
justify it.
just son of a
But again, though, this is where we should have some more, like, the town should be like, what? You're
Yeah.
just copying him. Like,
Yeah.
everyone's just like, yeah, we're all nice. This movie's so fucking nice. It's nice,
Small towns.
nice.
Well, I mean,
Welcome
the
to Niceport.
2004 election was really nice. So
Really nice.
yeah, it didn't get dirty or like underhanded at all.
Nobody
so-
was ever going to get in trouble for yelling, "Bya."
No.
I know that was in 04, but
I think doesn't Ray Romano yell "bya" in this movie at one point? Anyway,
Does he?
I think he does.
Yeah.
is it one of the times, because we're missing a joke, running joke about him getting punched or pushed or beat up
By her, yeah.
by Sally?
Yeah, it might be. I feel like I remember watching it and thinking, "Ha."
It was
But I
I
don't
think
remember when.
one of the first ones we see is the panty scene, and I actually like what he's doing. He's just Ray Romano, so he's not doing it well.
Yeah, he's making a joke.
But he's like gets hit, and he's like,
Oh, you knuckled the bone. You're really strong.
like it's
She knocked you down. Yeah, she's stronger than me.
She's really
She's
strong.
stronger than me.
I like yours.
It sounds like
Never stop doing it.
it sounds like if instead of Sean William Scott in old school, it was Ray Romano.
I like you, man, but you're crazy. You're crazy.
Which I guess is just Robert.
You're crazy.
My sedative laugh went to Jabba.
So did his.
Which, I mean, I was gonna say I often get a Jabba laugh at home.
But yeah, like he's Ray Romano's doing it as like a legitimate, like nice guy thinking for the best for the town move. Gene Hackman's doing it as a political move. They're smiley and they go off stage, and in the back, Gene Hackman's like, "You piece of shit! You fucking knew I was gonna do that!" And they get in a little fight.
This is where I thought we were going to start picking up.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, finally, we're getting to it. Like now we're about to have pranks and fights and all of the campaign,
Yeah.
you know, or something like that. No,
not what
no,
we get.
this is it. It's instantly after this little tussle where there's a ladder falling and the backdrops on them, and don't watch it or watch it.
And
They were just
apparently,
shaking hands.
apparently, Irma body slams Gene Hackman at some point.
Jumps on his back.
But then almost the next scene is
The golf
scene.
putting scene.
Yeah, because there's a
not the
cover up.
putting scene, the driving scene into the
Driving
water.
scene, yeah.
But there's a cover up. Like you hear the news, it's like, oh, apparently it was just a malfunction on the stage. And
Yeah, a ladder
da-da-da.
fell, and then they were just shaking hands.
We don't know where that fat old white lady came from.
Even
from
though
off the
Ray
top
Romano
ropes.
punched Gene Hackman first, so I don't know why Rip Torn would cover it up, because you know it was Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Like put that out there, but they cover it up. I guess it's either way. It looks bad on the Eagle if
Because
he
you're fighting.
if he beats up some nobody from Mooseport.
Yeah.
So they have their little thing. It's election day. Ray is out there doing driving practice, hitting balls into the ocean, and Gene Hackman sees him, and they go and they have a little thing, and they kind of connect.
Shoot him out there.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's when he gives him the advice. He's like, you got to take a fucking chance once in a while.
Well, because even look what he's doing. He's not playing a game. Like he's not scoring.
He's being a human.
He's just launching balls into the ocean without a point. And Gene Hackman's like, what do you mean you're not keeping score?
Well, he's still practicing.
Right, but Gene Hackman doesn't get it.
Yeah.
He's like, I like what he's doing. That's fine. But like Gene Hackman's character is just like, no, you play to win. Go for the green and you play to win. Ray Romano's like, no, I'm just happy to be here.
That's what he said his entire career.
Yeah, dude, I'm just happy to be here.
But we go in to vote and we see Gene Hackman, he's once a politician, always a politician, votes for himself.
Yep.
And then Grace gives him this big speech about how, like, you know, it's similar to the speech she already gave. Like, this isn't the man that I've been following and believing in for 15 years.
I do love she tells him to shut up. She's like, for once, can you just shut up?
I was just going to make that point. Because like, hey, Grace, can you? And she's like, just for once, shut up. And then just in a good way dumps on him.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not like a trauma dump. It's a, you're kind of a shitty person recently. And you weren't always a shitty person.
Yeah.
You know, I used to look up to you. I told my mom I admired you.
Why do you
Great
care
dick.
so much about this shit?
Yeah.
You know? But
You're
then,
fighting so hard to win something you don't even want.
Yeah. And then she gives him a big old smoochy smooch.
And that's when we see the wagon
And that's
dragon.
not a handshake.
That's not a handshake.
I call it a handy shake. handy shake.
They think I got this nickname for being a handyman, but I got it in high school. No reason.
Oh, don't ask the shop teacher. That's why I sell wood.
His name is Robert.
Why do you think our football team always won? I did it once and had to do it forever.
It's good luck.
Just Ray Romano jerking off a bunch of football players.
Oh, God.
He got it.
I was.
All right. Fast forward and go.
That's not how life works.
So it's the big announcement of who wins, and it's Gene Hackman. But we find out it's by one vote. And then Gene Hackman, his heart grows 3 sizes that day. And he's like, well, fuck. If I would have done what I said I was going to do, then I wouldn't have won. So he admits it. He admits to the whole town. And he gives up the mayorship to Ray Romano.
And he gives he gives those presidential speech, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, ask not what your country can do for you, but ask what you can do for Mooseport.
Ask what Deborah can do the fucking laundry.
What's enough?
4 years ago. Oh, I don't know little president quotes. You're fired.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
A house divided cannot stand. Man.
Not a crook.
Oh, yeah.
I am not a crook.
What was the George Washington one?
Oh,
I chopped down a cherry tree.
It's far better to be alone than in bad company. I'm leaving, Deborah.
I can't get out of this bathtub.
Not a president, but a quote that I've always made up from Benjamin Franklin.
Just because you like pussy doesn't mean you have to act like one.
Oh, I like that.
What's the president that was stuck in the bathtub? Cleveland?
Taft.
Got it.
You would think it's someone named Grover.
Or Garfield.
Grover Cleveland is who you thought you were
but I mean
thinking.
Garfield too.
Yeah.
Get caught in a
But-
bathtub.
Taft.
Too much lasagna.
It's Taft and fat. Like, it's all right there.
Yeah. Taffy.
Tafty.
President Taffy.
So Romano gets up and he's like, you know what, guys? I also voted for myself. So, yes, this man is who you guys really want.
He is who we thought he was.
And Gene Hackman, okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, he does say, I can't win, can I? And
Yeah,
he's
it's like
no.
I can't win against you.
I'm just
Yeah.
glad they didn't go back and forth. Like, dude, we get it.
Yeah.
We get it.
Everything is so fucking nice in politics.
It's welcome to Niceport.
Yep.
Welcome to pat on the back port.
Welcome to No Conflict Town. Population, we don't count.
Population doesn't matter.
Who cares, man? We're just being chill. We're nice. Can I interest you in a handy?
So Gene Hackman goes out, catches Grace before she leaves because she's getting on a plane.
It's delayed. That plane got delayed.
Yeah, because he has power
Misuse
now.
of power.
Yeah, and I love how everybody's cheering. I'm like, I just got done in the airport. If you tell me my flight's delayed even by 5 minutes, I'm like, Fuck you.
Just missed
Fuck you.
my connecting flight.
Yeah.
Just missed my because you want to fuck Grace.
Yeah.
He's not a nice person in an airport.
I'm not either. I don't go to airports.
Who is a nice person in airports? No one is. No one. Nope.
You might be nicer than
You were
he
angry
is.
at me the whole time.
There you go.
I was nice to everybody else.
I was a little angry though.
And I
so
was very nice to you about it. I was like, you need to chill the fuck out.
You just shut the fuck up, Derek.
I was like, that sounds. I was really nice to you. I said, you need to chill the fuck out.
I said, it's literally out of your control, so why stress on it?
I'm not a sardine.
I'm not an animal.
He did leave a fucking review, though.
Nice.
Well, they asked.
Yeah. Oh, I love when somebody fucking just has the worst service. It's like, can you do this review? I'm like, you bet.
To clarify, when I left the review, I said that all the people who worked there were very nice,
Yes.
and nobody there was because
At any
they're
fault.
frustrated too.
Right.
I just love that the chick at the front desk told us that someone got sick and they had to dismantle the bathroom, and we were delayed an hour.
Sounds like the bathroom was already dismantled.
They had to take the panels off to clean.
Yeah, they had to like
behind them.
literally take apart.
There was
the
a bomb
bathroom.
on the plane. I know we're not supposed to joke about it, but it was in the bathroom. I know we're not supposed to say bomb, but it's really funny. He blew that shit up.
I'm pretty sure someone shit all over the bathroom
Yeah.
because they're tiny. I don't. It's been
Not the person.
the last time I was on a plane
That's his
was in
nickname.
2001, and
9/11.
yeah,
How convenient.
It was November of 9.
November of 9/11.
November of 01.
It was November of
It was-
9/11.
It was 11/11. It really was 11/11. Anyways, but the bathrooms, like, you can get in and sink the door, and you can barely pull your pants down. And
Yeah.
so I could imagine someone's trying
No,
to shit
I
and pull
look.
their pants down.
I've
It's just-
seen Tommy Boy. You can change clothes in the
Yeah,
bathroom.
no shit.
If you're David
Chris
Spade.
Farley can move around in the bathroom in an
Barely.
airplane.
barely.
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 He does crash through the door,
It's true.
but
That's what happened.
So yeah,
they make up. Ray goes to propose to Sally. This is when
Rupert.
Ruben knocks
Ruben.
the fucking ring into the shit that's in this, and she puts that ring on.
Oh, yeah.
It's
They're like, it's
mud.
mud. Sure, it's mud.
She kisses him.
it's the drain.
And now they're both in the hospital. They died of dysentery.
it was not feces, you guys. It was the storm drain.
At best, it's urine-soaked mud because these dogs are pissing on that. The best case scenario is urine-soaked mud. Do you know what kind of situation you're in where the best case scenario is urine-soaked mud? A bad one.
You're
Mooseport.
in
Mooseport.
you're in Nolans.
You're in trouble.
But he admits to her that he didn't actually vote for himself because he's super honest, dude.
He's like,
He would
dude, how
never
the
do
fuck would
that."
I vote for myself after I said I wouldn't?
Yeah,
Duh.
and
Because
but
also, guess what? Not a politician.
Yep.
they smoochy smooch, and
They-
that should be the end of the movie.
They handy.
Yeah. I was expecting something with the puppies. I really was.
I think you just wanted it.
I
We get a
needed
sequel set up.
Yeah, we do.
Ugh,
The fucking
I forgot.
gall. The unmitigated gall.
I mean, the only good thing I can say about the sequel setup is we get more Rip Torn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And even when he's just talking, he is just captivating.
So
I mean, why not more scenes with him and Gene Hackman, dude?
Yeah,
Just-
dude, those two playing off each other would be so much fun.
Yeah.
We barely got it.
Answer me something. Does the mayor have to do what the governor says?
You betcha.
And then he does a fucking Jack Nicholson in was it Anger Management? Is that the one where he does the
And then he gets punched by her again.
Yeah.
Oh, you broke it. I swear it's broken.
You knuckled my boner. You're my bone again.
You knuckled the bone.
That's the end of the movie.
Woo, thank God. I'm just happy it's over.
So we'll go around the horn for recommendations. Jacques?
No, I no. There's no caveats to it. There's nothing redeeming about it. It's sad to see an underutilized Gene Hackman, like at best.
Yeah. I'm a fly on that. Well said. I'm going to go with that.
She just Ray Romano'd me.
Well said. Well said.
Wait,
Wilson.
just him on a fucking beach with a volleyball for 3 hours?
Oh, I thought him on Home Improvement.
Wilson. I have
just-
a problem.
I just think of him talking to a volleyball and he's doing his voice. The volleyball just deflates itself. I can't be here.
Robert. It's a no. It's not as bad as I'd always heard, but
that's
it's just,
the problem.
But it's not good.
But that's
either.
also the problem, though.
It's literally like you're on the yellow line. Like, it is the middle of the road as you could possibly be.
It
Middle of the road
is.
comedy, inoffensive. It's not funny enough. It's not bad enough. It's not dramatic enough. It's just, but Gene Hackman is here.
To kind of quote you, it is a movie.
Yeah.
Like, that's it, though.
It is 100% a movie. It has a beginning, a middle, and end.
Ends.
It doesn't have.
It has a plot.
That's the thing, is it barely has conflict. It does have a plot.
Yeah.
But plots require conflict, and the only conflict is Sally is mad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sally's mad, and Gene is thinking that dude's fighting, like doing things that he's not, because he's in that political mind.
Yeah.
And then also the ex-wife.
But like, reading the summary of this episode before we did it, or this movie, because I was writing up posts for the month, and I had to write the newsletter for our loyal patrons, patreon.com/worstpeople.
Do it.
I thought there was going to be something more to, like, he's trying to keep his house from his ex-wife and all that. It's just like, they don't go into anything. They just kind of,
do you know where it's
they
at?
throw some things at the wall.
Who's
They
on the
slide
cutting
off
room
the
floor?
wall. It's to talk about Adam Sandler again. It's the pickle race is what we're getting.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting the pickle race from Billy Madison, where the pickles, except for they never actually get to the part where they start sliding. It's the beginning of the pickle race, and they all
Just
kind of
slap it
sit
on a
there.
window.
And then they show dogs fucking, and now that pickle has won.
Why she got to point at my pickle?
Your pickle won.
He's fucking.
Woo!
I think that means my pickle won.
It sounds like it. It definitely finished first.
But yeah, so it's a no all around.
Yeah.
But not even like an emphatic, like, this movie sucks. No, just a who
Don't
cares?
waste your time.
Who
Just
cares?
listen to
No,
us.
who cares is the best way. Because, like, you could try and make this a hangover movie and fall asleep to it, but there's not enough there to even keep
sleep now.
Emperor Ray Romano, by the way. That is Imperial Ray Romano. You can't sleep now. But yeah, there's just
Join me on the dark side.
We have pie.
it's just it's
Moose
a
pie.
who cares is the best way you
Yeah.
can sum it up.
Yeah.
Yep. So instead of going out on one of the best movies made in like the 20th century, and
He doesn't acknowledge this movie, so that's
But-
fine.
But you know what though? You said something that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
yeah, it's just nothing.
Yeah.
But he did have one more television and or movie appearance.
What was that?
He shows up in an episode of Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives in 2006.
There we go.
So
Well, there we are.
would you
That
rather
was the last thing he
end
did.
with this or Guy Fieri?
Guy Fieri
That's
all
up
the
to
way.
you.
It's a tough
It's
one.
a pretty tough one.
That's a toughie.
We're rolling out. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. You gotta get your elbows out when you eat this
Ray
hamburger.
Romano with blonde spikes.
Oof, that's terrifying. Get me out of here.
All right. So don't forget, guys, we have a Patreon, patreon.com/worstpeople.
It's only $3 a month, but you can pledge to more.
If you really love us. And this month's mental health episode will be Major League, where we're talking about yet another
Passing
legend,
legend.
Bob Uecker.
I was bummed that he got snubbed, but then I was like, well, he's not really an actor.
Yeah.
He's done Major
Oh.
League 1, 2, and 3.
Speaking of snubbed, fuck you guys. The Oscars, not you.
Yeah.
Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
I mean, Whitney was
Michelle
upset that
Trachtenberg.
Michelle Trachtenberg got snubbed, but I can say, like, she was in a couple of movies, but she was mostly a TV actress.
Yeah,
So
but
the
also,
the not the Grammys, the
who
TV
cares about
one,
lawyers?
the Emmys,
Globes,
Golden Globes.
why are
whatever.
lawyers up there?
because they have to be.
Chang Chang.
He did the
but
thing. That's the
you just-
money.
Tony Todd.
I don't know the actor's name, so maybe he was right not to be on there, but he played the captain in Titanic and then Theoden in the Lord of the Rings, like the Knights of Rohirrim.
Was he in the third Lord of the
Rohan.
Rings? Knights of Rohirrim are in that, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay,
in the
well,
third.
that won Best Picture, so he should have been mentioned then,
Right.
even though I don't know his name.
I don't know his name. I just know him as fucking Theon.
Oh, you know what? I'm going
Theon.
to say one more thing about the Oscars, because this movie cost $30 million. Best Picture went to a $6 million movie. We'll leave it at that. This is
There we
fucking
go.
insane.
Good night.
$30 million for this?
Good night and go fuck yourself.
But yeah, so Patreon, Major League, Cop Rock, Baby Merchant, etc. Yeah, patreon.com/worstpeople. Next month, before I thank you, Vasion, we go into our listener request month.
Ooh.
We have listener requests from a few people who've emailed us or messaged us on Patreon. And the first one will be an email request from Ashley for a movie called Perdita Durango. And I have no idea. I vaguely remember what her email said, but it came a while ago.
I mean, it was a wild one about like it's if Quentin Tarantino and David Lynch made a movie that fucked.
Yeah, and somebody was
I can't
in
wait
it.
to have her on.
Javier Bardem. Somebody's in it.
And James Gandolfini,
Yeah.
Rosie Perez.
So
Oh, you love you some Rosie.
I love me some Rosie Perez.
so that'll be a fun one to talk
Babe
about.
Ruth.
And of course, I've told you guys before, but go check out our new merchandise store at shop.badmoviesworstpeople.com. I've got merch up there for this show, and now we have merch for Han Took Shots First,
Speaking of
including our
Haunted
little
House,
red hat for no reason and a t-shirt for now. Maybe more are coming.
Yes.
you can find those episodes at Han Took Shots First, or be a patron.
Yep.
Get them early. Get them uncut.
And of course, we have to thank Evasion.
I think that's the Catholic Church's rule too.
That's real early.
Get them early. Get them uncut.
We have to thank Evasion for our opening and closing music because they kick ass.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you guys for listening and or watching. I've been Derek.
I'm Whitney.
I'm Jack.
Go look at my pornography catalog.
You know who I am, baby.
Action.
Action!
Action.
Oh, take two. Who said the magic word?